everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah the Rainbow Hearted Witch. So last week I filmed all the things that I loved about Phoenix. The sheer amount of photos that I have to input, and I still have some photos I need to go get because I thought I had photos of everything I listed, but I didn't. That video came out to about an hour, and then with everything else I add, it's going to be probably over an hour long. So geez, an hour of me speaking. So that's really good. I mean, but my husband and I have been back and forth between our new little town and our house that we just purchased and Phoenix. And the house is an older house, but it's not that old. It was built in 1974. With the inspection, they made it sound like it was in pretty good shape. Now maybe the foundation's in good shape and the roof. However, the windows don't shut like fully, so there's so much dirt and dust. I have washed the walls down and they still are not like to my standards. After the first time cleaning the walls, like I really wanted to cry. My arms hurt, and I washed out like the cupboards. The cupboards had like crumbs and dirt. This woman, she didn't bother. There's like animal, I hope it's animal, like vomit on the floor, crusted on. Luckily, we're gonna replace the carpeting. There's dog and cat fur everywhere. I wiped down the walls, and then there's more. I think it's just from being in the carpet. We were gonna keep, they had these like really stunning, beautiful curtains from the 70s that they just looked so elegant. However, I don't think they've been washed in at least 10 years in the last decade. There was so much like dust. I was gonna take them to the laundromat and wash them, but I just said no. Like, let's just take it down. We don't need curtains covering the whole wall. Like, that's just, what are we, rich? We're not. So, we just pulled them down, threw them out. The oven needs to, like I said, the stove oven needs to be clean. Like, she left shit in there. I've just been so frustrated because I've moved around a lot and lived in a lot of different apartments. And I mean, I moved into one place that was pretty dark and dingy. And then when I moved out, my dad and I cleaned it. And I told my dad, I said, this place is cleaner than when I moved in. And then when they came and did the inspection, even the landlord was like, wow, this place is cleaner than when you moved in. I was like, wow, I had never had a landlord actually acknowledge that. So it's just really frustrating because this woman, she was supposed to leave her washer and dryer and she didn't. She was supposed to have paid for a cleaner. I don't know if she did or not. If she did, the person she hired did a shit job, like didn't really do her job. So it's just been it's been a lot. So it's like we're at the point of like, we've been painting the other place and like cleaning, like I said. The painting's fun. I don't mind painting. I love painting walls. I painted the walls here in this home, and that is fun. Like, painting is fun and doing the touch-ups and making things your own. But when you're cleaning other people's shit, that's not fun. My husband was renting out his condo, and I had to go in there and clean out their cupboards and the oven, and we had to like clean the garage. Like, it was a mess. Not only did they not take everything, they left like pizza down. It was gross. So like, between cleaning that and then cleaning this woman's shit, and then I know I have to clean my place here before, once we're moved out, like, it's just overwhelming. So the last week has been really tough. So filming the things I love and going and revisiting the places that I love to say goodbye, it kind of was too much. I put a lot of like doubt and fear, and like, maybe I should stay here in Phoenix. Maybe I shouldn't move. Maybe I should go back to my old job or take another government job, whatever. Um, so I'm like, I can't edit or work on that video. So what I'm going to do is this week, and this will go up, is the things I don't like about Phoenix. I need to not focus on the good, because focusing on the good is preventing me from wanting to move forward. Um, and I understand, like, if put your anything worth having, you have to put work into, right? Is what they say. So, the reality of our plan and opting out is just becoming a little real, and the fear of not having steady income is like hitting me. The fear of not like just being able to go buy a cup of coffee when I want one, like, is setting in. Just all these kind of like, our whole lifestyle is going to change completely moving to a small town. I can't go live there because the Wi-Fi is really spotty. um, I don't really get service. um, there's like one little like strip, like I wouldn't even really call it like a strip mall. It's just like one little strip of stores, and I don't get like Wi-Fi service there, so I wouldn't be able to go live. We don't really have neighbors, which is interesting. It seems like most of the people who live where in the little community we're moving to, it's like their second or third homes, or they're working on selling it. There's a lot of places for sale, um, and not a lot of people living there. It's like a snapshot from like the early 70s. It's cute, it's charming. I love the whole like 70s take on modernism. Like, I like that mid-century modern, like, furniture and all of that. I think it's gorgeous. I'm not into the modernism of today. It's so minimalistic, and to me it feels cold and it's not fun. I like, obviously, bright colors, and like the oranges and the greens, and just like the fun colors of the like late 60s, early 70s, the orange and the yellow and the greens. I love all of that. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Okay, so I've written a list of things that I do not like about Phoenix. So number one is the aggressive drivers. So people out here drive super aggressively, very fast. If you're not doing at least 10 miles per hour over the suggested speed, it's not even suggested. Like, I know some states the speed limit is a suggestion, like in New Hampshire, it's a suggestion. So if you get pulled over in New Hampshire, or at least when I was taking driver's ed, we were told, if you get pulled over in New Hampshire and you're not driving recklessly, and you can make that argument like, well, it's just the suggested speed limit, officer. Anyway, I luckily never had to use that. People just don't drive that fast or aggressively um, on the East Coast. I mean, I guess sometimes they do, but not like here. Everybody drives at least 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. If you're not driving 10 miles an hour per hour over the speed limit, they will know that you are not from Phoenix. I remember when I first started driving out here, and I would do the speed limit or 5 over, and people would be like honking at me and like speeding past me, is just like with so much road rage. It was just like, I'm doing the speed limit. Like, I don't understand. Direction signals are optional. Uh, People like to be all the way on the left passing lane or in the carpool lane and cut across all 4 lanes of traffic without their signal to get off the exit ramp. That is a common occurrence, doing 100 miles an hour. Everyone drives super aggressively, like they're on meth or coke, which maybe they're on both. I don't know, but they are insane. I've literally seen a car speed up to hit another car that was turning left. They literally stepped on the gas to hit the car. And I heard the guy like screaming. Like, it was traumatic. Luckily, they both had big cars. You don't think anybody was like seriously hurt, but just the fact that I had to witness somebody intentionally hit another car just because was terrifying. So I have like serious trauma around left-hand turns. And I know I'm not the only one. I had a coworker who would say the same thing. She'd go out of her way to drive so she wouldn't have to make left-hand turns. That is a real thing here. Left-hand turns are terrifying. So the other main thing is the summer heat and maybe a dry heat. You'll hear that people are like, "But it's a dry heat." Yeah, it's so dry and so hot that if the wind blows in the summertime, you literally feel like you're in an oven. And I swear it fries people's brains out here. I feel like I've lost some brain cells. Um it definitely makes you a little like crazy at times. The constant sun is another thing. It's always hot, even when it's like chilly. If there's no breeze, it is just the sun just beats down on you. I can't wear layers here. No, in Vermont, everyone wears layers because you have to wear layers. Like, it's cold there, even in the summertime. It's cold. Um, so I've seen people walk into restaurants in literally just their bathing suits. Flip flops optional. Like what? Like you don't have a cover up that you can put on? Um, it just blows my mind. The whole on the East Coast, there's no shirt, no shoes, no service. That doesn't exist here. Um, People don't necessarily wear a lot of clothes. Uh, I know when I first moved here, someone asked me if I was Amish. It's like, no, just because I like to wear clothing doesn't mean I'm Amish. I know that for out here, I dress pretty conservatively, and maybe and very pretty formal compared to um, the uniform here is like cut off jean shorts and like a tank top and flip flops, and that's it. Um, so yeah, um, that's another thing I don't like. So this is definitely the Wild West, and so everything's a lot more lenient, not just with the dress code and the way people dress out here and act, um, but when it comes to going to restaurants or coffee shops, they're so lenient with their food handling safety. I just don't know how they get away with it. I've seen waitresses, servers, cooks have long painted fingernails. Now, I worked in the food industry during my 20s, and the no nail polish, no long nails, no jewelry was, that's like the number one rule, right? And I come here and everybody has their long fake nails. And not only do they have their nails painted, but they've got like little jewels on it. And it's like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what if one of those falls off into my food, like, and I choke on it? I don't know. It just, my mind goes, all right. So also another thing along this line is the grocery stores time temp abuse their food. What that means is they'll unload the food from either the back freezers or wherever they store it, and they'll put it in the aisles, let it melt on like defrost basically, and then they'll put it away. Like, I don't know how many hours later. So then it creates those crystals. That's time temp abuse. You don't want to ever buy food with the crystals on it. Um, that means it's melted. It's totally like defrosted and then froze again. That can create, that's when you can get sick. So that is why for a long time, another reason, I mean, first of all, we're not close to the ocean. And second of all, I'm not going to eat food that's been like time temp abused, especially fish, and get sick. So that's why I had a hard time eating fish. I didn't eat fish for like the first 9 years I lived out here. I eat fish occasionally every now and again. Um, I try to get one that doesn't have too many crystals on it. I have to say, shopping at Winco, they're pretty good. Their food isn't as bad as like going to Safeway or Fry's. Even Trader Joe's, which I love them, Trader Joe's seems to be up there with like the number one worst contender with that, with letting their food defrost and then putting it away. Um, yeah, I don't know if they're understaffed or they just don't care. They're just like, oh, let's put the food out in the middle of the aisles and not put it away. Okay, because I worked in a supermarket as well, and um, I can't believe that. It just again blows my mind. The other thing along with that is the fruits and vegetables out here have no flavor. They have no taste. Um, Everything's kind of bland. Um, the milk, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I told somebody that drinking the milk out here tastes like dirty cow, and people go, well, how do you know what dirty cow tastes like? I'm like, okay, well, smell and taste are very similar. So do you know what a dirty cow smells like? No. Oh, okay. Well, if you knew what a dirty cow smells like, you would know what a dirty cow tastes like. So it's just dirty, dusty. Like the milk out here, because of what the cows are fed, they're not grazing on like the um, same type of food that they would graze on the East Coast. So it just doesn't taste to me as flavorful. So I gave up drinking cow's milk here when I moved out here because I just couldn't stomach it. It was just the milk was bad super, fast here. Like you need to drink your milk within 2 days of buying it. That's number one. Again, probably because they let it sit out, so it's gonna go bad faster. And two, I don't know. I don't know. So I can't drink cow's milk here. Like can't do it. So I drink like cashew milk or almond milk or oat milk. Um, the water here is super bad. It's pretty toxic. If you get your water tested, you're gonna know there's a lot of chemicals and just really bad stuff in it. So you definitely want to drink filtered water. Here we put in a reverse osmosis, um, so it makes the water okay. So definitely be careful. You don't want to like fill your animals' water bowls up with the water here. I know people who give their dogs bottled water, but like it's better to just get your own filter system, and then that it's actually filtered. Um, Gunfights and shootouts are still a thing. Like, yeah, we're in the Wild West. Along that line, people are not friendly here. My dad loves to like meet the neighbors and introduce himself. And I can tell you, it's honestly gotten me into trouble. Most of my neighbors and, in the places I've lived have either been come up to find out are drug dealers or just really screwed up. And it's put me in some scary situations, like this little old lady who lived next door to me. She was seriously mentally ill, and she had this. It was horrible. It was a really sad situation. I had to call Adult Protective Services. They never came out. This young guy who he basically stole what little she had of money and things, and um, they killed her dog, and he would always unscrew the lights. um, I had people like coming and knocking they had people coming and knocking on their doors, like threatening to like kill them. Like I had to call the police. Like it was terrifying. It was so scary living there. In another area I lived in, the people above me, the woman was like kept trying to harass me to try to get the landlords to let her stay, uh, because she couldn't stay because, yeah, her criminal record. Anyway, that place was terrifying. That like every night I would have the police helicopters like shining their searchlights in my window. that was the apartment where my cat Shasta like broke into my place by like climbing up the window, like the screen, and pulling it out and jumping in. I was on the first floor, so that was really terrifying to see how easy it would be for anyone to break into my place. I was like, okay, if a cat could do it, like anyone here could come into my place. So scary. So anyway, and I don't feel like it's necessarily like, I know that I've lived in some pretty rough neighborhoods. But I feel like it's any neighborhood. Like, it seems like most people out here do drugs, like CEOs, business people, business owners, workers, like you name it. Like, it seems like um it's a problem here. And I think that's why people are just so aggressive. It seems like a lot of people, there's a lot of alcoholism. Uh, some other neighbors I made friends with, basically, um, the girl I was friends with, she got an infection, kidney infection, probably from drinking too much alcohol. It spread through her whole body, and she ended up passing away, because she didn't want to go to the doctors. It was during the pandemic. And then her husband, who was definitely an alcoholic, I don't know, he was scary because he used to come and like be drunk in the middle of the night and like start screaming outside my windows. Again, they were another couple that my dad had to go introduce himself to. And yeah, I became friendly with them. And but he was scary, especially when he was drunk. Scary situations. Well, anyway, he ended up getting drunk. I'm sure he was drunk because he was always drunk, especially after his wife passed away. um, he drove up to Cave Creek and got into an accident and passed away. So, and it's like, we've been to our new place now twice. And I know if we were in Vermont, people would have come over and said hi and introduced themselves. People don't do that here. People don't really even wave. Like, um, and I get it, because now that I've lived here for 11 years, you just don't know who your neighbors are, and you just don't know, um, what their mental illness is, or what their criminal record is. Um, and like I said, I don't think it necessarily even matters what community you're in. Like, the first year I was here, I had a yard sale, and I was slipped counterfeit money. So yeah, like, you just have to always, you can't be trusting here. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust your neighbors. Um, like, I try to be friendly and say hi, but I don't want to get too close to people, because um, yeah, people are a little unhinged here, and I don't know if it's the heat and the sun, or what it is, but people seem to be um yeah, unhinged, unstable. Even if you, like, just from the outside, you're like, oh, they seem like they're perfectly normal and okay, and I'll be friends with them, and then you find out that, like, they're alcoholics, or they have a criminal record, or whatever. And for me, I don't care. Like, I don't judge people on that. I'm gonna be friendly and I'm gonna be nice. But what I don't appreciate is when I start getting harassed for that behavior. Like, you're drunk and you're angry, don't come and take it out on me. Uh, and also, if I'm living next to somebody and somebody's threatening them, it feels like they're threatening me. Because that could be terrifying. So yeah, Phoenix isn't all like good, but no place is. I know that homelessness and drugs and addiction and mental health is a problem everywhere. So it's just that it seems like in Phoenix, there's not enough resources and enough places that can help. And in some ways, where the sun, it kind of can alleviate like a minor depression and help people in that way. So in some instances, it makes some people worse. So I'm losing my voice. So that's really it. There's not a lot on my list of things I don't like, but those are just some of the things I've seen. I've seen some other really crazy things, but I'm not going to get into that. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below and please subscribe. I will be uploading videos every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Bye, guys.